Rome, Rome. How many days should I stay in Rome? Remember that 8-ball that you would ask it a question and it would give you the answer? Well, Nilo's not much help right now. He's a piggy bank. But that's usually the top question, right? And you can easily fool yourself into thinking that you can see everything in Rome in 3 days. And then you'll leave completely unfulfilled. But that's okay, because you can always come back. But then again, plane tickets aren't that cheap. So why not make the most of Rome right now? Stay tuned for our 5 days itinerary in Rome next. We previously uploaded a vlog about where to stay in Rome. And another one about dishes typically served in Rome. You'll find the link to these vlogs right up here on the right-hand corner, as well as in the video's description. Upon arrival in Rome, Ellie and I located our apartment, checked in, and got all set up. Then we decided to roam the city. Wanting to get acquainted with the area, Ellie and I circled the neighborhood, which happened to include the Colosseum. We thoroughly enjoyed the new sights, sounds, and smells, and documented the area by taking multiple pictures. By the way, we'll leave the hotel's information in the description in case you want to look it up. We loved everything about it, especially the accessibility. Oh, I almost forgot about this. We found a self-serve locker storage. This is usually helpful for us red-eye flyers, because you have somewhere to drop off your luggage while you wait for your hotel check-in later in the afternoon. So this could be a good option for you or someone you know. Sharing is caring. On our first day in Rome, we decided to take it slow rather than jump right into the sightseeing. It's a rare thing for us. But there was something enjoyable about this slower pace. We grabbed some forno pizza, got a pint from a nearby brewery, and later went for dinner near the Trevi Fountain. Since we were in the area, we decided to stop at the fountain. This isn't just any fountain. It's a masterpiece, a movie set, and a wish-making tradition all rolled into one. Whether you come for the legend or the marble drama, this spot never disappoints. And yes, we tossed our coins too. I can't assume that you don't know, so here goes. If you toss the coin over your left shoulder using your right hand, you'll guarantee to return to Rome. Which I guess means we'll all be seeing these people again in the near future. We headed back early since we were jet-lagged and wanted to get a head start on discovering tomorrow. On our itinerary, first thing the next morning was the Pantheon. Well, actually before that we had coffee and croissant for breakfast, which is not our usual first meal of the day, but when in Rome, right? We found our old selves again, which meant we stopped by many times to take pictures and recordings. I had no idea Rome was this beautiful. It really surprised me. Once at the Piazza della Rotonda, we noticed the Pantheon looked like a classical Roman temple. A grand facade with towering Corinthian columns, a triangular pediment, and a massive bronze door. We really enjoyed the vibe near the piazza. It's surrounded by cafes and fountains, almost blending into modern Rome, until you realize just how old and iconic it is. Standing inside the Pantheon is like stepping into a miracle of ancient engineering. The dome, still the largest of its kind, floats above you like magic. And to think, this was built almost 2,000 years ago, with no cranes, no steel, and no digital blueprints. Just genius Roman innovation. I didn't think the Pantheon would strike me as much as it did. Maybe that's because we hear a lot of hype around the pyramids, Stonehenge, and Easter Island. But seriously, I felt such a great positive energy while discovering this area. After spending what felt like a few hours at the Pantheon, we followed our instincts, which led us to a place called Piazza Navona. This is where ancient Rome meets Baroque elegance. Once a stadium for gladiator-style games, today it's one of the liveliest piazzas in the city. From Bernini's dramatic fountain of the Four Rivers to the artists and cafes that line up the square, this place is buzzing day and night. And if you love a good rivalry, there's even drama carved into the marble. After lunch at Bona and tiramisu at two sizes, we found an outdoor market. Just to clarify, this vlog is strictly for attractions. But if you want to check out our Pac-Man diet in Rome, feel free to save our other vlog to watch later. As I was saying, just a few minutes from the Piazza Navona, we stumbled upon the lively Campo de Fiori market to soak up the local flavor and maybe grab a snack or a souvenir. A 7-minute walk later, and we found ourselves in Trastevere. So we crossed over from the city center over there and took the bridge across, and turns out that this place is Trastevere. What's really cool is that you're kind of greeted by a little kind of fountain, I guess. And it looks like it's kind of a loop around, so on both sides we're able to enter. The neighborhood of Trastevere. Don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly. So we're going to try to do kind of a loop. We're going to go down the street here and kind of make our way in the back streets and hopefully kind of pop back the other side there and then take the bridge back across. So let's see how that works out. It's one of Rome's most charming neighborhoods. What makes it so is the combination of cobblestone alleys, ivy-covered buildings, and buzzing piazzas. This is where locals come to eat, wander, and enjoy la dolce vita away from the tourists and crowds. And sometimes we even want to break from the tourist crowds. In Trastevere is where we found one of the best restaurants we ate in Rome. If you want to know more, look out for Gli Specialista in our Rome food vlog. After enjoying a gelato, Ellie and I went discovering Trastevere and immediately fell in love with the neighborhood. We checked out the Basilica di Santa Maria, then marched down quiet alleys, and really enjoyed the vibe here. Then we understood all the hype about this neighborhood. Satisfied with our checklist of discoveries to date, we slowly started making our way back to the hotel. We crossed a bridge back to Rome and continued soaking in the sights. What's this? Oh, this is what they call the wedding cake. It was built to honor Italy's first king. Stay tuned, because we'll be back later. As I recall, we went back to the hotel, took a moment to rest, and then shortly after headed out again for dinner. Actually, we headed in direction of the Spanish Steps and had dinner nearby. The Spanish Steps might just be the most elegant staircase in the world. connecting the bustling Piazza di Spagna with the Trinità dei Monti Church. These 135 steps have been the backdrop for films, fashion shoots, and centuries of people watching. During our research phase before visiting Rome, we heard that you could receive a fine if you sat on the steps. You're technically not allowed to sit on the Spanish steps. It looks like they passed a law in 2019 with fines of up to 400 euros. After our restful sleep, our alarm clocks went off. No, not so much an alarm clock, but this noise woke us up on a few occasions. Hey, gotta keep the streets clean, right? Despite the abrupt wake-up call, we started the day discovering a great part of Rome. Just a stone's throw away from the wedding cake monument. We wandered into this jaw-dropping Baroque church. The church is named the Most Holy Name of Mary at Trajan's Forum. But honestly, the entire area around is unreal. Surrounded by ancient columns, ruins, and Renaissance palaces. It's like walking through Rome's greatest hits, all in one square. This towering monument is Trajan's Column, built nearly 2,000 years ago to celebrate the Emperor Trajan's victory in the Dacian War, which is modern-day Romania. What makes it so incredible isn't just the size, it's the spiraling story carved into the stone. Online we found that there are over 2,500 figures wrapped around the column, telling the story of the war from beginning to end. It's like an ancient graphic novel etched into marble. Needless to say, we gazed at it for a while. It's roughly 30 meters tall, and originally had a statue of the Trojan himself on top. Today, you'll see the statue of St. Peter, which was added in the 1500s. Our main reason for coming this way was to see various attractions, including the Mouth of Truth. Stay tuned, because we'll tell you all about that. During yesterday's discoveries, we gave you a glimpse of the wedding cake. But today, we decided to get up close. The scale is massive. Standing at the base, you realize just how detailed and imposing it really is. From the giant statues to the marble staircases winding up to the terraces. We climbed up the steps to check out the view, and wow! From here, you get a whole new perspective of Piazza Venezia, the Roman Forum, and the rooftops of Rome stretching out in every direction. In case you're wondering, it's definitely worth all the steps. Next, we visited one of Rome's most unusual attractions, the Mouth of Truth, or Bocca della Verità. It looks like it doesn't quite belong in Rome. This massive stone face with hollow eyes and an open mouth. And that's because it originally wasn't a sculpture at all. Most likely, it was a Roman manhole cover or drainage lid from a nearby temple. But over time, it took on a much more interesting role. Legend says that if you tell a lie with your hand inside the mouth, it'll bite it right off. Made famous in the film Roman Holiday with Audrey Hepburn, it's now a must-stop photo op. Just don't flinch when you slide your hand in. And don't worry about hiring a photographer. Everyone in the line helps each other out here. And while you're here, why not check out the Crypt of Hadrian? It's a small underground museum and archaeological site tucked beneath the Church of Santa Maria in Cosmedin. It's named after Emperor Hadrian, and it houses ancient Roman remains. Yeah, the same Emperor Hadrian who left his mark all over Athens, including Hadrian's Library and the iconic Arch of Hadrian. This guy clearly loved Greece. And to be honest, samesies. At this point in the day, we were minutes away from Trastevere. And after having fallen in love with this neighborhood, we were eager to return. As we crossed over to Trastevere, we took the Palatino Bridge. It's a 19th century bridge with a twist. Cars drive on the left-hand side, which is super rare in Rome. Here's the thing, I only noticed this once back home reviewing my footage. How could Ellie and I have missed that? It appears that local even call it the English Bridge. It's actually a traffic control trick. Part of a one-way loop that manages the flow from Rome's historic center into Trastevere. Just another quirky layer of this city's ancient meets modern vibes. Once in Trastevere, we decided to break for lunch and enjoyed a handful of Roman delicacies, all of which we found watching incredible vlogs before our trip. And if this got you curious or hungry, then maybe you want to watch our Rome food vlog next. While walking along the Tiber Island, if you Google it, you'll spot a small island on the Tiber River, hence the name. We came across this dramatic split in the river. It's actually a weir, a structure designed to control water flow. On one side, you've got the calm greenish water, and on the other, rushing rapids. And in the distance, you can spot the setup for Isola del Cinema. It's Rome's Riverside Summer Film Festival. Pretty epic backdrop for a movie night, right? As we left Trastevere, we made it a point to cross the Fabricio Bridge, Rome's oldest surviving bridge. It's still in use since 62 BC, and connecting people across the Tiber for over 2 millennia. It's also known as the Bridge of the Four Heads, thanks to a curious statue on one side. So, walking on the oldest bridge in Rome, and there's a story behind it. And what's really cool too is that you can actually cross that bridge over there and get a view of this one, which is kind of nice. And you kind of get a view from outside and a view while you're on it. After dinner, we found ourselves down the street from the Trevi Fountain again. We had already seen the fountain, and it was actually busier than during our first visit. So we discovered another gem down the street. Here's the Temple of Hadrian, which was built in the 2nd century AD and dedicated to one of Rome's most architecture-obsessed emperors. It was cool to see how it seamlessly blended into a modern building. And at night, it lit up like a movie set. Funny how sometimes we want to return to the places we've already been. But then we're happy when we trek just a little bit further and find another cool place.